in Rainbow Six Siege, we have had many collaboration skins over the years. We've had the Rick and Morty bundles, WWE sets, alongside the Flores Assassin's Creed Elite skin, Resident Evil Elite skins, and many, many more. And in this video, we're going to be going over 9 more crossover skin concepts for Rainbow Six Siege that have all been suggested by you guys, the viewers. So if you guys want to enjoy this video, you want to see more videos just like this, then comment down below your skin concepts and elite skin concepts, and I'll be able to feature you in the next video. So without wasting too much more of your time, let's just jump straight into it. I'm going to be ranking each of these concepts out of 10 based on how good the skin itself is and how much I like the concept, but I'll also be ranking it out of 10 based on how likely it is Ubisoft could implement a skin like this in Rainbow Six Siege. So with that being said, let's just jump straight into concept number 1. You've probably seen this suggested somewhere on the internet before, and that is a Vars Elite skin for Goyo, and this was actually already suggested twice in the comments of my previous video by the users iDragon97i and Laurus4625. Now, if you guys have no idea who Vars is as a character, he obviously comes from Far Cry 3, which is a Ubisoft title, which means this is actually a pretty likely skin, or at least a feasible skin, that Ubisoft could introduce to Rainbow Six Siege. And to be honest, I have no idea why they haven't done something like this sooner. Now, Vars as a character is arguably the most iconic villain of all time, and the fact that Goyo's in-game gadget has anything to do with fire makes it such a perfect fit for him to get an elite skin for Vars. Now, looking at the skin itself, obviously this is a great concept by R6Fredo. I'll leave the link to his Twitter in the description, but as you can see, this is something that I could realistically see going into Rainbow Six Siege. I don't think the cosmetic is such an outrageous take. Obviously the headgear will look like Goyo, it won't actually look like Vars himself, but the hairstyle will be the same, the outfit will be the same, and even the outfit I think would fit an operator like Goyo. Now, out of 10, I think I'm going to have to give this first concept a 10. I love Vars as a character. I have played Far Cry 3, I did complete it, and I did absolutely love it, and I would love to see a skin like this come to Rainbow Six Siege. And if Ubisoft ever did, I think they would sell so many elite bundles for Goyo that I think it would change the way they look at elite skins in the future and introduce a lot more IP from their other games. And then obviously ranking the feasibility out of 10, this is also a 10. This is something that Ubisoft could easily implement tomorrow if they really wanted to. But with that being said, the next concept actually comes from Black Cheese for Life, where he said a WWE inspired Sledge skin based on Triple H would be the perfect fit for Rainbow Six Siege. Known for his iconic use of a sledgehammer throughout his career, Triple H's persona aligns seamlessly with Sledge's in-game role. And to be completely honest, look at this concept I made. Yes, it is just Triple H in the Rainbow Six Siege menus, but this actually could realistically and feasibly be Sledge. Sledge is bold, Triple H is bold, Triple H uses a sledgehammer, so does Sledge. It is a perfect fit, just like the commenter said. One thing that makes me think that this is also a pretty possible idea is Ubisoft has already done WWE crossover bundles in the past. In fact, I think we have 3 or 4 currently in Rainbow Six Siege that you can still buy today. And to be completely honest, I don't know why they didn't choose to do this one first, because it is such an iconic character in WWE, and Sledge is arguably one of the more popular characters in Rainbow Six Siege, even though he's not currently at the top of the meta. So once again, ranking this concept out of 10, I think I easily have to give it like a solid 8.5, and as for the feasibility of this coming to Siege, again, I think it could be quite high. I'm going to go like a 9.5 just because Ubisoft and WWE have already worked together in the past. Moving on then to the third skin concept of the video. This concept comes from Deimos1318, and he says Deimos as Black Noir from The Boys. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I have never seen The Boys. I probably should, but I do know of the character, and I do see what the commenter here was going for. The head headgear, the full armored blacked out body really does fit Deimos' aesthetic. I think this could also work for an operator like Vigil. And looking at this purely from a cosmetic point of view, I think the headgear and uniform combo would be absolutely insane. I don't know what the animation would be because obviously I've never seen the TV show, but something that relates to the character would get so many people to buy this skin once again. Now, ranking this skin concept out of 10, I actually really like the aesthetic of it. Like I said, even though I've never seen the TV show, it is a cool skin by itself, so I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. And then as for the feasibility, the realism of it coming to the game, I know for a fact Ubisoft have done things with TV shows in the past. We had the Money Heist event with some cosmetics for that event as well. So if Ubisoft were to eventually collab with Amazon and The Boys as a TV show, then yes, this cosmetic is somewhat likely, but at the same time, because they've worked with Netflix in the past, which is Amazon Prime's like direct competitor, maybe this is not as likely as we see. So for the likelihood of this coming to the game, I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10 or something. I'm not actually 100% sure. Now, sticking with Deimos, because we also have 2 more elite skin concepts for Deimos in this video. The first being a good concept that comes from Jaxifer. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but she says, or he says, Darth Vader Elite for Deimos could go kind of hard, not gonna lie. And this is a quick concept that I come up with once again, just to kind of visualize it for you guys. And yes, I really would like to see a character as iconic as Darth Vader be introduced into Rainbow Six Siege. Yes, the headgear, the uniform, everything about it would go absolutely hard. And to be completely honest, I think the animation for this would be arguably the best in the game. But when we look at it from a, probability point of view, I just don't see Ubisoft being able to obtain the license to such an iconic character. So with that being said, ranking the skin concept itself out of 10, I give it a 10 out of 10. I really like this idea. Once again, I don't know if it would be for Deimos or not, but the skin itself is quite good. And then ranking it from a probability point of view, I'd have to give it a 1 or even a 0 because I just don't see this happening ever. And then the third and final Deimos elite skin concept for this video comes from someone called Second Amendment, and he says, nah, Deimos should get a Batman elite. And this is something we have seen suggested in the past for Vigil, so again, this could also work for Vigil, and this is a quick concept I come up with myself. We also have ones like this, which you can easily find on Google, and once again, I really like the concept of this idea. I think Batman being introduced into Rainbow Six Siege again would be so goddamn hard. The headgear would be insane, the uniform would be arguably even better. So from a pure cosmetic point of view, I'd have to give this concept probably like a 9 out of 10 as well. There's also a few different suits that they could reference from or bring into the game itself, so it's not just this exact picture of Batman. But once again, looking at it from a probability point of view, I'd have to give it like a 3 out of 10. I do think DC would be more likely to collab with Siege rather than Lucasfilms and Disney themselves. But with that being said, let's move over to skin concept number 6, because that also comes from the Batman franchise. Now, skin concept number 6 once again comes from Deimos1318, and he says Tuberao as Mr. Freeze from Batman. Now, once again, there's a few different Mr. Freeze, like kind of characters you could base this on. I've gone for the Arnold Schwarzenegger version from the old Batman films with George Clooney, and I really do like this as a skin. And once again, this is somewhat likely to happen. I'd probably give it a similar rating of like 3 out of 10 because it is still DC, and if they did collab, I feel like both of these skins would probably come at the same time. I could see DC doing something like promotional in a way, so if there was ever a third Batman film ever coming out, they could do it as like a promotional thing for that. But other than that, I just don't see any Batman skins, or to be honest, most film skins coming to Rainbow Six Siege. But with that being said, ranking the cosmetic itself out of 10, I think a skin like this would be sick, and again, it would fit Tuberao as an operator almost perfectly, so I don't know. Also, before we go on with this video, I just want to say, if you're enjoying it, leave a like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you guys hit that sub button. We're going to be doing a lot more videos like this in the near future. And with that being said, let's just jump straight back into these skin concepts. So the next skin concept once again comes from Deimos1318. He did suggest quite a few skins for this video, and this time around he says Goyo as the man from Fantastic Four, which can turn on fire. If you guys don't know who that is the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four. Again, this is a quick concept that I come up with on the spot, and yes, I genuinely think a skin like this, especially for Goyo, would be absolutely insane. I just unfortunately don't see something as crazy as this coming to Rainbow Six Siege. Yes, Ubisoft have done some weird and wacky and wild skins, but they always try to keep it in the realm of realism. I think if they made a skin where Goyo was literally running around on fire, it would probably break that realism of Siege. And yes, I know they've been straying away from that for a while, but there is still some realism to Siege right now. But maybe if they toned it back a bit, made the flames a little bit more subtle or something like that, then this could be reasonable. I think if we're going off this exact image itself, the cosmetic would be a 10 out of 10, but as a realistic version of this skin, it'd probably be like a 4 out of 10, I don't know. And then once again, the feasibility of something like this coming to Rainbow Six Siege is probably around like a 3 out of 10 again. Moving on then to skin concept number 8, and it is the fourth and final skin concept recommendation from Deimos 1318, and this time he says Skopos the robot from iRobot. And I don't know if you guys have seen this film, but I kind of know what he was going for here. This skin would actually be kind of funny. I know there's a pretty popular meme of this dude right now, so something like that being introduced now would be sick, but I don't really see anything like this becoming a reality, because that film that this is based on kind of released a long time ago, and I feel like something like that just isn't very realistic. Also, Skopos has 2 robots, so would it be 2 of this exact same robot, or would it be, you know, slightly different from one another? My personal skin concept idea for Skopos would be something like the Black Ops 3 Reaper robot. I don't know if you guys remember playing Black Ops 3, but the robot from that game called Reaper, the operator, would be a great addition to the game, and I think it's more realistic than having one from a film. Obviously, if Call of Duty ever did a crossover collab with Siege, then something like this is quite realistic, and to be honest, I'd love to see it. I think this skin concept looks absolutely badass. I'd love to see Skopos look like something like this in game, but let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer my skin concept, or would you prefer something from iRobot? And then finishing off the video with, once again, I lied, a recommendation from Deimos 1318, and he says Wamai, either as Cyborg from, once again, the DC films, or Blade from Marvel. Now, if you guys don't know who Cyborg is, this is the character he's referring to, and I do kind of see the similarities in the actor. It kind of does look like it could be Wamai as a robot, and I do see a skin like this potentially coming to Rainbow Six Siege. I think the skin itself would be sick. A cosmetic like this would be sick. It kind of reminds me of the Montane Elite that we already have in the game, but once again, I just don't see DC or anyone from the film industry actually making a concept. So if I had to rank the skin itself out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10, but if I had to give the concept likelihood of it coming to the game, I'd probably have to give it again like around a 2. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that has been it for today's video. There is a lot more crossover elite concepts that I have. If you guys want to see a part 2, let me know by hitting a like on this video and putting your own recommendations down in the comment section below. But with that being said, click the video on screen, guys, if you enjoyed and you want to watch my elite skin concepts video. And without further ado, I'll see you in the next one.